Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Vanessa Elise and I am a full-time registered massage therapist. I do energy work through my intention and through my ability to sense the energy and to feel the energy. And it is really my passion to be able to share this with the world, to help people realize their own power within and their own healing abilities. And this is why I'm so passionate about what I do. And it's not often that I talk about myself personally. I usually jump into all of the energy stuff, and I just wanted to take the time to let you know where I come from and why I'm on the path that I'm on. So through my life, I've been a certain type of way, and I often was somebody who didn't have the highest self-esteem, somebody who didn't believe in myself, someone who looked at others and, saw what they had and, put them on a pedestal and didn't give myself that own power to be, something or work my way up to something that I wanted to be. I would just kind of give my power away to others and be like, wow, look at them, and wouldn't it be nice to be like them? And then along the journey, I broke down the layers and understood who I am on a deeper level, and I was able to step away from this kind of mentality of putting people on pedestals and giving people the power over, my power. And no one is better than anybody else. Some people have different roles, and I think it really all depends on the power that we give out to people based on our own beliefs about our lives and about the lives of others. But really, on an energetic level, we are all together. Like, we are all one. Like, for example, when there's the ocean and like there's different waves, we're all different waves of the same ocean. Go into space and like you look above to see the whole, you see one world. We are all one. We are all one organism, and we are different expressions of energy. We're given the idea that we're separate when really in reality we are all one. We are all energy, and we are so connected, more than we could have ever thought. And what we do directly impacts the lives of other people. And it's all a ripple. What we put out, we get back. The how we're feeling when we project that outwards, people feel that. And for a long time I didn't really understand how connected we all were. And when I kind of found this path, it really opened my eyes to seeing that, yes, we are all one. And it gave me the power to put my own troubles aside, put whatever I'm going through aside, to share what I know to help others who might be struggling. And it's only in the last year or so that I've really healed some major things in my life that have been really challenging. And it's one thing to know the knowledge, but it's another thing to take action on the knowledge that you know. And for a long time, I think I was trying to share this knowledge that I knew without actually taking those action steps to integrate what I knew into like the physical, to make it like a tangible practice. And I think that by taking our knowledge and actually integrating and not just like shoving it aside, and taking the time to really like be with ourselves and see what we need, see what we want, then we can really grow and evolve even more. And we can start taking this knowledge and really taking the action steps to make our lives better using this knowledge. I would say my first awakening, or I don't even know how many awakenings I've had. We can all have so many. But one of the first times I really started to get it was when I was skateboarding and I broke my hand and I smashed my face, and like I had like a slit like a split chin. I don't know if you can see my scar. Yeah, you can. See, so that was all split and I needed stitches or glue. They glued it back together. And my lip was all busted up and it was like hanging, and so I needed glue for that, and it was all just busted up. I broke my right hand, and I'm a massage therapist, so I couldn't work for 2 months, and I was in trouble financially because I hadn't paid my taxes. I owed 10 grand in taxes, and then had to dip into my tax fund because I wasn't working. So I ended up using all of the money that I had saved for my taxes to just like live, and at this point we were already like starting to like dig ourselves in a hole. I was addicted to shopping and I didn't even know it. I know other people around me knew that like it was too much, and they tried to make me see that it was an issue, but like I didn't think that it was an issue, so I did what I did and I spent what I spent. And then this was where I was like stopped right in my tracks. And I asked the universe, I'm like, why? Like, why did this happen to me? And and I think that it happened for a reason. The universe had to stop me in my tracks to say, slow down. If you keep going the way that you're going, it's not going to be good. This is the only way we know how to stop you right now, to make you think about how you're living and to make a shift. So it was a really hard 2 months, and it took longer than the 2 months because I really had to reevaluate my life and the way that I was living. And it came to my awareness that I have money blocks. And these money blocks stem from when I was a child. I remember when I was like young, like probably like 7 years old, and I remember saying to my mom like I feel upset because every time I get money, I spend it, and I feel like I'm always like using it on something like useless, like candy or like, a cheap toy or something like that. And I remember thinking that from a young age, and I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing with the money that I've been given or that I have earned. And I remember having this conversation with my mom, and that was at such a young age. But so I remember that these money blocks have been with me for a really long time, and I had like 2 credit cards, and I would just like spend and spend, and I would hang around people who were big spenders. And like I the first time I got a job, it was so that I could buy clothes, because that's all I wanted. I just wanted like material things. I wanted clothes, like I wanted a new car, like I just wanted all this material stuff. And I wanted to like go on trips and like do all this like fun stuff, but not really like think about my future or savings or anything like that. So it took like, I would say that when I got stopped right in my tracks, when I broke my hand, busted my face, that was when I really understood, okay, like you have to stop doing what you're doing, because if this didn't happen, like where would you be 5 years down the line? Like at this point, I had maxed out both of my credit cards, and I wasn't getting paid because I wasn't working. So that was like the biggest thing for me to really understand, be like, wow, the way that I have been living my life is not sustainable, and things could go really wrong. And I'm lucky that I was in the spot that I was, where I had a partner, who was able to bring in an income to support us. And it was really challenging. And I remember thinking like $5 or $10 was a lot of money. I remember like only being able to put like $5 in my car sometimes at a time, because I just didn't have the money, and like we needed the money for other things. And this was like a huge realization for me of like the shift that I needed to take. And I'm so grateful for the experience, because this is the time where I started like diving into all this spiritual, like all these spiritual concepts and really understanding myself on a deeper level. I needed that time. I needed the universe to stop me, because if they didn't, I don't know where I would have ended up. I needed this time to understand about the universe, to understand about how the world works and how energy works. And it literally changed my life. I would not be here today talking about this if that did not happen. If I didn't break my hand and smash my face, I would not be where I am today. I used that 2 months to learn so much about myself and to learn so much about why I'm even here. Like what even is my purpose. And I came across this woman named Dolores, and she studied UFOs, and she made her life's work on this type of healing called quantum healing hypnosis. And she had thousands of people who she worked with, and when she would put them under hypnosis to like help them with their problems and what they were dealing with, their soul essence would come through and would describe why they were going through what they were going through and what their purpose was here on earth. And through all these thousands of people that she would work with, the same voice always came through. This soul voice would come through describing, what their purpose was, why they're going through what they're going through. And this was fascinating for her, and it is just fascinating in general that like a distinct same voice would come through all of these people. And most of these people, they said that they were here because the earth needed help. There was so much chaos on the earth that there was a call for help that was needed, and souls that weren't yet incarnated on the earth, who were happy being with source energy, just like in complete delight and bliss, feeling so loved, so just like high vibrational, close to source, right? Close to this pure positive consciousness, this pure positive energy. They all raised their hands, said they are willing to forget who they are, to go back to earth, just to remember, so that we can help the earth heal. And this is when I found my true calling, because I know that I was one of these souls who raised my hand, said I would come down and I would forget who I am, just to remember, to help the earth heal, to help bring the earth into a consciousness of love, to help the world remember that this is who we truly are. We are love at a soul level, and I'm not alone. And there are so many of us who have raised our hands and willingly came from a space that we felt so whole, so at peace, so loved. And we, without a shadow of a doubt, without any resistance, we raised our hands to forget who we are, just so we can come back here, help the earth, and help not only ourselves remember who we are on a soul level, but to help everyone else remember who they are. Because at our true essence, we are all love, and it's just a matter of time before we all remember. The time that, where I learned this, it was a time where I felt like I was at one of my lowest, and it gave me so much hope, and it gave me so much purpose because I knew that that's why I came here. It resonated so much with me. I knew this is the whole reason. This is why I'm here. This is my purpose. It is my job to show up, to remember who I am, so that I can create a foundation for myself to grow, but create a foundation for others so that they can be empowered, so that they can find out who they are, so that they can find out their purpose, so that they can heal themselves, and by healing themselves, they can help heal the world. And the more that we remember, the more that we awaken, the more that we understand why we're here and the meaning of life, the more we can feel whole and feel like ourselves and not try to be anybody that we're not, and not try to pretend or to make a facade or make this mask, because we are all unique and we're all here for a specific purpose and a specific reason. And sometimes it takes these moments of completely falling apart, being like ripped open from the inside out, to understand why we're here, to understand this purpose. And that is why I'm here doing these videos. This is why I'm here, and this is why I care, and this is why, because I believe that we are all love. I believe that we have the ability to have this consciousness of mercy and grace and peace and love, so that we can stop resisting, so we can stop fighting one another, so we can take away the layers and see each other for what we are, which is love. Something that I have not really understood is why people are so easily able to put negative energy or hate or dislike on another. Why is it so easy for people to be unloving? And why is it so hard for people to open their hearts sometimes? Like, why is it so hard to share love? Why is it so hard to say, I love you? I remember not being able to say to myself that I love you. I remember looking at myself in the mirror, looking so upset and so sad. And I remember just looking at myself, just feeling like, is this it? I remember just seeing the sadness in my eyes and saying to myself, there is more, that you deserve more. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel loved. And from then on, I would look myself in the mirror and I would say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Until I believed it. Because at first I didn't. I didn't believe it. I didn't feel it. But I healed this aspect of myself, and the more I healed, the more I was able to show up for others in my life. And that is so powerful, because I was so stuck in my feelings of low self-esteem and shame and not feeling like I was worthy and not feeling like I was enough, that I wasn't able to fulfill my purpose, and I wasn't able to see things clearly because of my skewed perspective of the way that I viewed myself. And the day that changed, the day that I made the choice to feel love, to be happy, was the day that completely shifted everything. And it is now my purpose to make sure that everybody knows their value, that everybody loves themselves, that everyone finds their true purpose and what really brings them peace, what brings them joy, what brings them happiness, what makes them feel good. And this shift isn't always comfortable. It can be very painful, but it can be so healing. And know that anytime you need an emotional release, it is always leading you to more wholeness. The more we can be honest with ourselves and be honest with the people around us, the more that we can really be who we are. My purpose is to help others remember who we are at a soul level, and that is love. It is my purpose to spread love, to share love, to feel love, so that we can all do so we can all heal, so we can all be free, so we can all live the life that we were born to live and make a difference in the world. And create a shift so big that we can never go back. Or we can tear away the layers of all the things that we've believed about ourselves that aren't true, so we can really remember. And this is why I show up the way that I do. Yes, these videos are my passion and they bring me joy and they make me feel whole. But they're also for you to help remind you of your own power, your own strength, and give you some tools to really learn more about yourself, to give you time and space to be with yourself, to be present with yourself, so that you can remember who you are, and so you can be the best version of you, so you can help others do the same. It's all love. Life is a journey, and we are all here for a reason. And the more we break down the layers, the more we rip away anything and everything that we aren't, all the beliefs that have been passed down that aren't even ours, the thoughts and the beliefs that have been projected onto us, that we've taken on as our own. We can rip away the layers to find our truth, to find out who we are, so we can take our power back, so we can be authentic, to show up as ourselves. Because we're not meant to be all the same. We're supposed to be unique. We're all different expressions of the same energy. We are all love. We are all source energy. We are just different expressions. We are all unique. Leading up to the full moon, you can make a list out of all the beliefs that have been ingrained in you that aren't yours. All the beliefs that you have that aren't of service to you, that aren't in alignment with you, that aren't your truth. Write them all down, and on the full moon, light them on fire, release them, and welcome in new beliefs that are uplifting, that are healing, that make you feel good, beliefs that are empowering. Remember that you are love at a soul level. And the sooner you remember, the sooner you will find your purpose, the sooner you will heal yourself, and the sooner you will help heal the world. Because if you are watching this video, I know that you are also one of these souls who raised their hand to come down to earth be a light worker, to share your love, to share your light, to share who you are. And as you do so, you help anchor in this consciousness of love and light, and you make it easier for other people to do the same. So thank you for being here. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for choosing love. Thank you for remembering. I love you. You are doing a wonderful job being you, and don't you forget it.